Hey you guys, my name is Matteo Mauro and I'm about to look over all of my Maroon moments within the last 4 years and I'm so excited to take you with me. Okay, so this was the first organization I actually became part of. It is the MSU Speech and Debate team. I did speech and debate all throughout my 4 years of high school, so it was really an easy transition to find a program at Mississippi State and just become really part of the team very quickly. This girl in the photo right here, her name is Mia Robertson. As soon as I met her, she became such a resource to me when it came to writing applications for other student organizations or needing another set of eyes to look over an essay. Mia really was that for me my freshman year. As well, she served as our president and I got to serve as her vice president just in our sophomore year. So she's very special to me and definitely a hoot. But most importantly, she's a great friend and speech and debate brought us together. So next. Okay, so this is a very, very sweet moment. And it's unfortunate that I don't have any better photos of this because this is probably where I would consider my student arc was. I got very quickly involved after speech and debate with freshman groups, which is now Freshman Reach. And it's basically one of the best ways to get started with the student association when you come in as a freshman. And I got designated to be part of the policy pod, which means the entire semester I worked alongside a lot of great people as pictured here to pass legislation within our student senate. And this was my little group of people that specifically worked with me on my piece of legislation. Our target was to have informative yet persuasive recycling contamination posters shared with each of the recycling bins that we have on campus. And I think the best part about it is you really just get to see all the fruit of your labor come to light when you join the student association, whether that's in the policy specific pods, programming. You really do get that gratification by the end of your job to really make a difference here on campus. And as well, through this organization, I met so many great administrative people. Dr. Keenum came to speak, Regina Hyatt, AVP Jackie. It really is a great community to get part of, not only because of the staff and the other students that you're meeting through it, but there's a lot of support when it comes to our administration and you get to really connect with a lot of departments. So this was a great learning opportunity for me and probably a catalyst for the rest of my years here on Mississippi State's campus. Now, this is me driving the bus. I was part of the yellow team, otherwise known as the Collegians for New Maroon Camp. I was part of New Maroon Camp for 3 years, and we'll get more into my roles coming up. But this was me as a counselor. I think the best part about New Maroon Camp is it really is an organization where fun is at the forefront, and not to say that, we don't get professional and there's not seriousness behind the organization, but even through our meetings, this was a retreat. It's at the forefront, and the people in this photo, the girl at the very front, Laura Catherine, met her through this organization, and now I'm gonna be part of her wedding. Like, the connections you can make with these student organizations is honestly unbelievable, and I'm just so fortunate to have been part of such a great group of people here. So something really great about New Maroon Camp is really its diversity and welcoming students. When you think about it, camp is offered for students who are freshmen, but also those who are transfer students. And it really is the first invitation to Mississippi State and the many, many involvement opportunities that you have moving forward. New Maroon Camp was a space that allowed students to learn about through our organization fair. We had 100+ opportunities for students to get more involved and plugged into. And even if you didn't go to camp, Mississippi State's New Maroon Camp really is an open and inclusive space for not only you to like get involved, but also to be part of the activities. As of now, we're having camp after camp activities, which really is inclusive of all students, not just those that went to camp. But as well, soon enough, we're going to have our staff applications open for counselors, buddy staff, as well as programming staff. And so, yeah. Thank you. Now this group of people I worked for almost an entire year with, really just making sure that New Maroon Camp ran as it should. And I'm really thankful for this, and especially this picture. It currently serves as the background on my laptop, and it's so emotional too. Like, to be in this position, first and foremost, it arguably was the highest level of responsibility that I got in any of my student organizations. And as well, being a director, you get to work here in the summer and, you know, kind of give up a whole summer, and it's dedicated to facilitating New Maroon Camp. And while I was very nervous for that at first, it really proved itself to be such a great summer, filled with like resources and memories that I just never would have had if I didn't go through with this executive application process. And proud is the only word that comes to mind. So yeah, New Maroon Camp. So this kind of ties right back into what I was just talking about with freshman groups. When you serve as a freshman group director, you're also committing yourself to being part of cabinet, which is a division of the student association. And this is some of my cabinet members. You see Grant and Faja there. But really something great about the student association is you can just come in and join at any point that you would like. There are so many different ways to get involved. We have Senate seats that are constantly, you know, running or being up for election. As well, they have their judicial group, which gets put on student association at a different time than like the cabinet group. So I think if there's something that I learned about student association is there's so many different facets to get involved with. And if anything, I think it is a really good stepping stone into meeting new people, finding your group here on campus, and honestly making friends for the rest of your life. All of these people are so great. Okay, so this is kind of the fruit of all of the hard work I did with Freshman Reach. This group right here is my policy pod. So the group that I oversaw, our whole initiative was to create resolutions and create policy to bring to Student Senate. And I think this year we passed 8 or 9 pieces of legislation that went to the Student Senate that then gets sent to Faculty Senate and goes through all the things. But this group of people was so dedicated and so hardworking. And it really is crazy seeing, I mean, all of the people in this photo are in such great places today, but more so, this group was, I mean, really was so connected. And I think in my leadership, I try to have a very like open door policy and keep it conversational while remaining professional, obviously. But I mean, I didn't even have to do that. All of these people are so professional and just leaders in their own way. And I mean, you can't catch any of them lacking. Like, they're really great people. And I'm so proud of this group. This was taken at the final ceremony of Freshman Reach. So after this picture was taken, I no longer had any ties to that organization. And I can't think of a better photo to capture my personality, but also the seriousness of this group. They really are great people, and I still keep in contact with all of them. I think that's an important element of student involvement. Since we're on the subject of community, you really make lifelong connections that you can hold to yourself for the next 4 years that you're here. I probably still get texts from people in this picture on the daily concerning random things that they need to know, and it really is great to have that connection and the bridge between us and our relationship. Okay, so this is getting into my senior year now, and You know, I feel like by the time you're a senior, there's still ample involvement opportunities, but sometimes you realize, you know, where you're necessarily geared towards versus maybe you're not. New Maroon Camp, I obviously can't be part of anymore since it would run into a 5th year situation, but something that I have been able to take part in is this organization called PRISM, which also serves as a class. It is a public relations media agency where we get to work with real life clients and run PR for them. And it's in the 8-week campaign set up. So this is actually just commencing, but we have a really great client called Glow. They are located here in town, and I'm really fortunate to, you know, have been selected by this group to, I mean, really be entrusted with a major company's public relations. And really, my position is the account executive, so I just oversee all things, serve as a point of contact between the client and our media agency group. So it really is a large responsibility. And I think from all of the pictures that I've thrown onto the floor here, that was all the build up to what I am doing today. And I have no nerves. Like, there is no nervousness for this because I really have learned so much from my involvement. And let me just tell you, there is a whole lot of energy in this picture, and I'm really fortunate to have met them. These are people who I did not know from my other organizations, and while they were still heavily involved, it was just in different parts of campus, and that is so important. Every building that you go to on Mississippi State's campus has ways for you to get involved. It's not just through the Center for Student Activities, Student Affairs. You can go to your department, your college, and there is ample ways to get involved. Cowbell Connect, a great opportunity to get more involved as well. And it's really just where you search, your feet will find their place, and it found our place together, and I'm so fortunate to have met them and to continue to work. It's gonna be a long semester, but I'm so excited for it. I guess any final remarks that I would just love to have included in this is, you know, involvement also comes with a lot of rejection, and it's so easy for me to sit here and tell you all about the many great things that I've been part of, but just know it takes time, and patience is key. There's a lot of organizations that I didn't get part of, and that's okay, because one door closing is just another opportunity opening somewhere else. So don't fear if it feels like you haven't found your community yet, or, you know, maybe you haven't gotten put into an organization yet. Just know you might be looking maybe in the wrong places. And let that be the motivation to go and continue to find spaces that you would serve so well in. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching my Maroon moments. I am so excited that I got to take you on a tour of what I've been doing for the last 4 years here on campus. And as always, Hail State!